Hi, I'm Isa Nicole D. Gabatak from DSET 21. GR number 247348 on November 16, 2021. Christian Cadahas Y. Capias, the petitioner, versus the respondents, people of the Philippines. What is the case all about? The case revolves around a man who was found guilty of child pornography. The defendant presented evidence such as photos and messages from his Facebook Messenger account, which had been accused by the parent of minor involved. The defendant claimed that these was materials violated his rights to privacy and should not be considered as evidence. However, the court disagreed, stating that the right to privacy of safeguards individuals from government interference, not from the intrusion of private individuals. The court further elucidated that the processing of personal data in this case was justified and permissible under the Data Privacy Act based on two reasons. The first one, it was relevant to determine criminal liability, and the second one, it was necessary to protect lawful rights and interests in court proceedings. Additionally, the court applied reasonable expectations of privacy test, demonstrating that there was no violation of privacy in this instance. What are the facts of the case? When the petitioner was 14 years old, he first encountered AAA and they immediately began dating. However, because AAA had borrowed BBB's mobile to access her Facebook account, BBB's mother, AAA, learned about the relationship. Despite BBB's disapproval owning AAA's a youth, the petitioner and AAA persisted in their relationship. When BBB learned that the petitioner was seducing AAA to a motel sexually, she was let down. He was warned to stay away because he was still a minor when she challenged him. The mother read an exchange in which the petitioner forced AAAs to give pictures of his breast and genitalia under juries. AAA concurred, but BBB compelled her to access his Facebook account to see their chat in full. Petitioner was accused of breaking the Anti-Child Pornography Act Section 4, Paragraph A, Section 3, Paragraph B, and Subparagraph 5, as well as the Special Protection of Child Against Abuse, Explo- Exploitation and Discrimination Act, Section 4, Paragraph C, Subparagraph 2, and the Cybercrime Prevention Act. The accusations have to do with preventing cybercrime and child pornography. CA upheld RTC's decision pending petition in Supreme Court. The RTC declared him innocent of violating the child abuse law, but convicted beyond a reasonable doubt of violating the cybercrime law. This was confirmed by the CA. Whether the evidence against Cadas was improperly obtained, violating his right to privacy under the Constitution, whether Cadas has waived his objection to the evidence because it was presented too soon. What are the issues of the case? Whether the lower courts erred by accepting evidence collected in violating of his right to privacy. Second, does the petitioner guilty of child pornography? What is the ruling of the Supreme Court? In Article 3, Section 3 of 1987 Constitution acknowledges the right to privacy, which is the freedom from unwarranted exploitation or intrusion into private activities, causing humiliation to an individual's sensibilities. It is also protects individuals from publicity and interference from the public matters not directly concerning them. Privacy is the right to be let alone. The 1987 Constitution emphasized the right to privacy and its impact on evidence admissibility. However, the Bill of Rights was intended to protect private individuals from government intrusions. So, its provisions are not applicable between individuals. Violations of privacy are covered by the Civil Code, Data Privacy Act, and other relevant law, while admissibility is covered by relevance, materiality, authentication, and exclusionary rules under the rules of evidence. The Facebook Messenger account, photographs, and conversations used as evidence against petitioner were obtained by a private individual, not by police or state agents. The admissibility of evidence cannot be determined by the Bill of Rights provisions as it should be the new civil code. The prosecution presented authenticated evidence when AAA identified them in open court. The PDA permits processing sensitive personal information for criminal liability determination and protection of lawful rights and interests. In this case, communication and photos were submitted as evidence to establish AAA's legal claims before the prosecution's office and courts. Petitioner privacy is not violated AAA's action. As his Facebook Messenger account is password protected, he not claim a hacked account or unauthorized photos. Instead, the photos were obtained from his account because AAA he gave his password had access to it. Petitioner reasonable expectation of privacy was limited, so there is no violation of privacy. B. Yes, the child pornography involves a victim being a child into creating or producing it and commissioning it through visual, audio, or written communication through electronic, mechanical, digital, optical, magnetic, or other means. The court found that the prosec- prosecution established the facts beyond reasonable doubts, stating that AAA was 14 years old at the time of the incident. The petitioner was aware of this. AAA's mother warned him to stay away from his daughter, and he induced AAA to send photos of her private parts via Facebook Messenger. He also gives specific orders to AAA instructing her to send nude photos or spread her legs here to the camera to see her fair in either region. These acts constitutes child pornography and explicit sexual activity. What are your takeaways in this case? Sexual predators in this context are people who act in a predatory manner. especially choosing vulnerable people to sexual exploit. To exert influence over their victims, they frequently resort to persuasion, coercion, or force. Understanding sexual predators' methods is essential for preventing oneself and others from becoming victims. The telltale indicators or grooming such as excessive attention, gifts, or flattery, as well as the warning signs of abusive behavior such as possessive or controlling tendencies must be recognized. We can empower ourselves and act to make society safer for everyone if we educate ourselves about sexual predators.